My day started. I already drank a liter of hydrogen water. Got my little heat pack here. And now I'm going to make clean water like I do every morning. Basically, people want to know, obviously, the routine. I'm really trying here to show you guys mostly how I do it because that's what people want to know. And I feel like I don't know, I'm actually kind of debating whether this should be one of the last live videos because I feel like I've kind of done enough of them. And excuse me, I'm actually putting this heat pack on me right now. Just because it's nice in the mornings it just feels nice. Heat pack. Okay, around my waist here. If I can do this properly, because now what I do in the mornings is always my water routine. So let's go ahead and do that and show you guys how to not only make your water the cleanest water possible, but also eliminating all bacteria, all viruses, all parasites. And it's a carbon distiller. Big surprise. I think I've shown you guys a million times already. But let's go ahead. Oh, good morning already. Viva. So what we do in order to make the water the cleanest water there is you kind of run it through a carbon distiller. I know every water filtration modality in existence, and this is basically the best to clean water. Now, I am going to put reverse osmosis in here just because if I do that, I don't have to even use the carbon part when I do the distillation process. While that's filling, this is the other part of the process that I do. So while I'm filling that up, I run it overnight. So that way in the morning, I have water ready already, see? And there are systems that do this all automatically. Some people are probably like, dude, you're a fool. What are you doing? You do realize that there are systems that do this all automatically. And yes, I do realize that. And they are more expensive. You know, they're like, I think, $2,000-$3,000, and they're really great. And you know what? The thing is that, well, many things. One, I went the inexpensive route. And the countertop systems are smaller, as you can see over there in the corner. The automatic ones are really big. They have really big holding tanks. But they're super cool, but I also don't have a home, you know. I don't have a home. I'm just rent the room, so I can't really be putting a big system here. Then what I do is I put a drop of minerals, just one drop to stabilize the distilled water, carbon distilled water I'm about to make, because it eliminates everything, but that includes minerals. And you know, you get most of your minerals from food anyway, and I get plenty. You're about to see what I do every morning. I'm gonna make my smoothie, and there's tons of minerals in my smoothie. So you'll check that out in a second. Now this water is almost done filling. This is kind of just, again, this is just the way that I do it. Everybody could have their own routine. For some reason, like I said, people are just always curious. They're like, well, how do you do it? Now, it doesn't mean that the way I do it's right. This is just the routine I created for myself, and people need to just find what works for them. You know, but for the most part, like I said, I like running the machine at night and waking up to a fresh gallon of water. And then this, I tend to run it throughout the day when I have a chance. So it's kind of heavy to hold with one hand here. I will say it is awkward. The shape they made this one is a little awkward to do with one hand. But it's not that bad. I'm just saying. I've had so many different ones throughout the years, but this one, I like it. It's very high quality. And there we go. And I just turned it on, and that's going to make me some clean water. And as it's making me clean water, and now that I've already drank my hydrogen water, so like I said, I didn't get that on camera because I literally just wake up, you know, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm washing my face. I don't have time to set up the whole camera for that, but I have drank 1 liter of it. And now we're moving on to making the morning smoothie. And why the morning smoothie? You know, here's the thing. First of all, I've spoken to you guys about what it really takes to get healthy. And, you know, some people may disagree, and that's okay, guys. Remember, I'm not I'm not here to argue with people about the methods, you know. People can do what they want, but I will say this clearly has worked for me. I've been getting my blood monitored, and also I was extremely sick, and this really helped change my life. And this is part of what I created, and it's just, you know, it's my own little concoction, if you want to call it that. And it just kind of works. So first, Purium powder. Got to get the nutrients in me. Oh, Nikes. I just remembered again something I got to do. You know what? Hold on a second, guys. This is ridiculous. And there's nobody in the room anyway, almost. So let me write this down, because otherwise, I did write it down. My goodness, I'm just not looking at it. Okay, I got to take care of that. I got to take care of that later. Okay, so first my Purium powder. This stuff is just food. I mean, that's why I like it. It's superfoods. I don't like a lot of supplements. I don't really believe in most of them. I believe that most of them actually are, they just have stuff in them that's not good. I've seen lab tests. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've seen plenty of stuff that in my opinion is definitely not good. And I'm not going to go into which ones. I only recommend the stuff that I find is good. So if that tells you anything. But there are a lot of things that I've seen, especially unfortunately, in the world of hydrogen. And if you guys want this, I'm sure you guys know where to find it, but it's iShopPurium.com. You get a $50 discount code. Uprising144K is $50. I mean, that's a really good discount. And then I use that regularly. Here's my whole flax seeds. Notice that I'm putting all this, the order in which I put it in the smoothie really does matter. And so there we go, put a little flax seed in there. I found flax seeds to be, well, mostly from studies, extremely beneficial for health, and they're really inexpensive. See, I like to do things that are affordable, because if you don't do things that are affordable, you know, they just get crazy expensive. And if you can afford to do crazy expensive smoothies, that's great. But you know, this is good enough. I'm putting a splash of chlorella just because I have this jar left over. I'm finishing up. It's almost gone, really. I like chlorella, but I'm not going to be adding it anymore once I'm done with it, because that Purium powder just really seems to have everything that I need. And so I just don't see any more point. Plus, I'm trying to plan a move also. So I'm trying to just kind of use up everything that I've got. And that's just, you know, the way that I'm personally doing it. And now, after the powders, I always go with the greens first. So the foundation of the smoothie, as far as I have found, is very important the way you put it in that blender, because that allows it to really blend up real nicely. And good morning, drinking my water. There you go, Nicole. Yeah, that's how you start the day, you know? You want to do that first. I washed this yesterday. Let's see if we have enough greens. Maybe I don't need to wash more today. But that's how you get the day going. You know, at least that's how I get the day going. And, you know, I'm not sure. Now, there's not really almost anybody in here, but I really am debating whether I should keep doing these morning videos. You know, not a lot of people watch, which means if they're not interested, then that's okay. You know, it doesn't bother me. I just don't have to make the effort to make these videos. I think I've made enough of them. I think that should be good. But you know, the feedback that I get from some people, like, no, please keep making the videos, and I'm like, well, can't just do it for just a few people. I think, you know what? I think that's enough. But I'm gonna do just a tad more. Okay, let's do a tad more. All right. I'll do a little more greens today. I just think that I don't have quite enough in there. And I like to get my greens. There's really important things in our greens. You know, green, in my opinion, might be, I'm not saying it is, might be the color of love. As crazy as that may seem, we always probably tend to think red is the color of love, but you know, I don't know. I think it might be green. I say that because there's certain equipment that is monitored even the color of the sun. I think it was like certain frequencies or something. Somehow they were able to see certain colors of the sun, and it was showing really green, which is interesting. And the reason it is interesting is because look at the planet Earth. You know, you have green. Of course, you see blue because that's mostly like the water. but really everything is like kind of green. Even flowers that have beautiful colors still have green because, well, I could show you one right now. Look, beautiful orchid is purple, but look, it still has green, right? The leaves and everything are green. So green all around us. I don't know, is there love all around us? The grass is green, the trees are green, plants are green. Everything we're eating today, let's kind of take a look at it really. These are green, clearly. If green is potentially the color of love. I don't know. I think so. I think it might be. I don't know. Does it matter? Not really. I mean, I could be wrong, and does that matter? No. And if I'm right, does it matter? No, not really. I just think it's kind of neat. Green is a very interesting color to me because there's just a lot of it's just all around us. It seems like the color of Mother Nature in so many ways. I mean, technically, Mother Nature has a ton of colors, obviously, but I'm just saying, green. I like it. I like it. Let's just get a few of these sprouts, but I think I need a little water in here just to get a little bit of them. Trying to get them out of the jar. I got to actually make more. And broccoli sprouts, they're pretty amazing. They're kind of extremely good for you. Notice I will not put the chia seeds in this early in the game as far as into the smoothie. We're going to go blueberries, organic blueberries. You should see the studies on these. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. In fact, the studies are so unbelievable that I remember there's a doctor I like to watch periodically, mostly just because he just shows data. I don't like when I'm in good data because there is bad data, guys. I gotta tell you, there's some stuff out there that I'm just like, oh my goodness, the things that some people perpetuate, even doctors that I'm not real fond of just because of the stuff they shared. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. So I'm not going to name them, but I will say this particular doctor, I really like the way he makes sure that the data is done is good data from not a corrupt source that's just trying to manipulate things. But anyway, he showed data on blueberries, double-blind placebo studies, extremely good for your vascular system, guys. And he makes some funny comments because he's like, who in the heck is going to eat blueberries every day? I just remember when he was saying that, and it's true. I mean, comment below. Do you eat blueberries every day? I mean, just be honest. Try to learn from the public, from the people. Do you eat blueberries every day? I mean, who does, right? I don't know. Let me know. Because what I was thinking was, I do. That's what I was thinking. Like, I do eat blueberries every day. And he was showing these studies, and they actually did, what was interesting is they did a long-term study. So they showed the difference between using blueberries short-term and long-term. And what a difference. It really did make a difference going long-term. Let's see here. Terry says heart. Meant to say the heart chakra is green. Oh, there you go. Love. Heart chakra. Howie says, my 4-year-old eats them every day. Well, hey, that is fantastic because that is a rarity. And you know what? Keep that up. Kids need to have a foundation of certain foods that are healthy for them because that's what they crave later in life. Ivana Marmanillo says, hola, por favor, ¿podrías hablar también en español para todos los interesados de habla hispana? Muchas gracias, saludos. Es que, ¿cómo les voy a hablar al español? Bueno, no sé cómo le voy a hacer si hablo inglés y también español. No sé, pero voy a intentar. All right, fresh ones, she can't live without them. Don't eat blueberries, hardly ever. See, there you go. And see, that's kind of my point. This guy was like, who in the heck? And by the way, one of those comments, they want me to speak in Spanish for the video. And I'm thinking, well, I can do that, but then everybody else is not going to listen. Unless I say things like, everything I say it twice. I guess I could do that. That'd be kind of wild. Do you guys want that? Bueno, voy a intentar decir todo lo que pueda en español para que entiendas. All right, so we're making the smoothie. And the next thing I'm putting in after the blueberries, which are really good for your vascular system. Y estaba diciendo que los blueberries son buenos para el sistema vascular. And the long-term data is unreal. It really took it to another level, and the more you use them, the better. Entre más los uses diarios, mejor. De los, no sé cómo se dicen blueberries, cómo se dicen frambuesas, no creo que eso sea. And so this is going to get tricky, guys, if I have to say everything twice. Next, I'll be requested to speak in Russian, and then I'll be doing everything 3 times. It's going to get a little cray-cray. Si tienes preguntas, me las preguntas y a ver si te puedo ayudar. Perdón que no puedo hacer todo el video en español. Creo que me costaría trabajo decir todo 2 veces. Pero voy a intentar con las cosas importantes. ¿Qué te parece? All right, next one is ginger. No sé cómo se dice esta comida en español tampoco. A lo mejor me puedes ayudar. Ginger is going to be, again, another one that I think is extremely important to do in an organic form. They're also the trickiest to cut. I gotta say, they're not my favorite to cut. Look at this. I'm trying to like get all the little spots off the skin, but I'm trying to keep the good spots, and it's a very funny shape. And look, not that I don't love you, Ginger. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I'm happy that I can put you in my smoothie today, but it's kind of a pain to cut the bad spots. But we're working with it. We're doing the best we can. But yes, ginger's really good. There's a lot of health benefits to ginger. I'm almost going to bet it's anti-parasitic. And they would say make ginger tea. But one of the things that I do know is that it really helps with core body temperature. And if it helps with core body temperature, it most likely helps with blood flow. Lo que estoy diciendo de esta comida, que la verdad no sé cómo se dice en español, es que parece, bueno, obviamente es bueno para la salud, pero sube la temperatura de la parte profunda del cuerpo que es importante para la salud. Y orgánico es lo mejor. This is going to be really tough. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. I can go back and forth to the language thing here. It's just somebody's requesting it. And when people request things, I try to be nice. And I want everybody to get the information. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. What I probably need to do, you know what I need to do? I just need to probably I was going to make a testimonial video and how to care for your Hydrofix. I think I just need to start doing them in English and Spanish. I think I'm going to have to start doing that because a lot of Spanish-speaking people have been asking for videos in Spanish. I think I made a few, but I just need to get in the habit of doing multiple languages, I guess. That's going to be tricky. I'm trying to still get these bad spots. Can you believe this? How much time are we spending on ginger? I do have some work to do today. We got at least, this has to be, okay, that has to be good enough. All right, and I washed it already. Organic's important because you don't want the skin of stuff that's not organic, hence the reason I tried to wash, because there are studies showing that when you really wash them with your hands, no soap, no nothing, you just scrub them with your hands in the water, it eliminates over 70% of the pesticides. And of course, with organic, we'd hope that would be better. Okay, let's see here. I eat blueberries daily, have for about a year now. There you go, Northern Yeti. Are you a polyglot? I don't even know what that means, my brother. Terry, see, your Spanish seems good. Oh, thank you. Viviana, muchísimas gracias con ciese, guión y arándanos. Creo que esos son arándanos, pero no soy muy bueno con los nombres de las comidas. El gato es en la... ok. Sí, por favor, somos muchos los queremos información del agua hidrogenada sagrada en español. Es una información muy importante. Ok, I will work on it. Lo que voy a intentar de hacer es todos los videos que hago, los voy a empezar a hacer en español y en inglés. Voy a intentar, no puedo prometer nada, pero voy a hacer. Okay, I'm just letting her know that I will do my best to try to make my videos. I have some videos coming up that I'm going to be making, and I'll try to do them in both languages for more people to have access to. It's going to be a little tricky, but I will try, is what I'm saying. Intentaré, lo voy a intentar de hacer los videos nuevos en inglés y español. So maybe I'll start doing them in Japanese, but that'd be silly because I know the Japanese already know all about hydrogen and good health for the most part. They're obsessed with it. They don't need someone like me. America y Mexico apparently needs someone more like me. show them how to do this. All right, is that enough beets? Honestly, that looks like not enough to me. Let's go ahead and just put a little more, shall we? Just because, I don't know, just because I guess. I bought some beets. They are magical in my opinion. No sé cómo se dice beets en español tampoco, pero me gustan. Causan que el cuerpo produzca algo que se llama um, hasta se me está olvidando en inglés. Óxido nítrico. Nítrico es un gas, nitric oxide. This is going to get tricky. There's a lot of terms that I don't know in Spanish, especially foods. I don't know the name. Like, I don't know how to say beets in Spanish. That's going to be tricky. I don't know how to say a lot of, like, celery and just a lot of foods. I'm not familiar, mostly because I don't think you find a lot of these in Mexico, probably. They have, like, mangos and guavas and aguacates, which is avocados, and stuff like that, but I don't remember seeing zanahorias, carrots. Yeah, so some of the foods, I think it's because I never saw the foods in Mexico. That's probably why. But I'm going to make that effort on my next video. It's going to be tricky, but we'll try. But this is what I do every morning. Hopefully you can learn by just watching, I guess. Ojalá puedes aprender nada más viendo, porque no sé si voy a poder hablar en español todo el día de hoy. Pero voy a hacer los videos, o sea que no te preocupes. Voy a empezar a hacer los videos y a lo mejor hasta hago muchos de los videos que ya he hecho en español. I have to end up redoing a bunch of my videos, actually. I have a whole library in English and Spanish, and then we'll move on to Russian, and then we'll move on to Japanese, I guess. That'd be hilarious. I'll do that. Okay, let's put a little hydrogen water in here. Vamos a poner agua hidrogenada mientras hago este smoothie. All right, why? Because if you don't do it as you go, it will get clogged up. And if it gets clogged up and the water doesn't go through, it will not blend. I've been having people message me lately who are saying, you know, they're like, it's just not working. They're like, hey, I've tried this. It's not working. Maybe I need a new blender. And then they realize it's the order. And they're like, wait a second. I got to watch your video more closely. See, that's the other thing. You're just kind of watching. I know it looks easy, and it probably is easy. I don't think it's the most complicated thing in the world, but it was a learning curve for me. I didn't just like throw everything in a smoothie and it was so easy. But this is what I do. You know, I'm not saying this is what everybody needs to do, because some people are like, you're using too many ingredients. I'm like, look, dude, you don't have to do it. It's a free country. If you don't agree with my methods, it's no problem. And I am not claiming that my methods are the best. I'm just saying this is easy to live with. I can do this. It's not crazy time consuming. It doesn't tie a knot in my head. Obviously, this stuff's the garbaccio stuff. Eso no me lo como. This is the magic. Esta es la magia. This is natto. Whole food natto. Fermented soybeans. En español, ¿quién sabe cómo se dice? Fermentado. Frijoles fermentados de soya. I guess that's how you say it. Y es orgánico. It's organic. Tiene muchas enzimas. This has a lot of enzymes. Tiene nattokinase. It has nattokinase. Así lo activas. You activate it by stirring it. See, this is going to be ridiculous, right? I can't say everything twice. But this is how we activate it. We got to stir it 100 times. Tienes que mezclarlo 100 veces para activarlo. Why? Because that's how you get it to life. This is a life. Esto es vivo. Por eso lo hacemos. And tiene muchísima proteína. This thing has so much protein. It's kind of ridiculous. Tiene vitamina K, vitamin K. Very, very important for us and hard to find in our food all the time. También ayuda a adelgazar la sangre. This also works as a kind of a statin, helps thin the blood a little bit, which is a good thing. Y eso es algo bueno. And obviously, we will not talk about nattokinase or nattokinase lately because we don't have free speech. No vamos a poder hablar lo que hace el nattokinase, ese tipo de enzima, porque no tenemos este link. No tenemos la libertad de poder hablar de ciertas cosas en YouTube. O sea que mejor no lo mencionamos por ahorita. We're not going to mention it. Nobody comment that, obviously. Otherwise, you get blocked. Si lo comentas, los tengo que bloquear o quitar. O sea que mejor no lo menciones. Pero es muy bueno para la salud, así lo dejamos. We're just going to leave it at that it's good for your health, guys. That's what we're going to do. And this is how you activate it. And you can see it. ¿Sí? Ahí ves. Puedes ver que se está activando. It gets foamy. Se puede ver que se pone como más blanco. Y porque está empezando a respirar. It's because it's starting to breathe. The good bacteria, la buena bacteria. And so we just keep going. I'm just going to keep stirring. Lo voy a seguir haciendo. The data shows that this is what we should do. Eso es lo que enseña la ciencia en Japón. You know what I'm going to do? I think that might really be helpful for a lot of people from Mexico from learning stuff about Japan, actually. So this will be interesting. Maybe that's an idea. I do find that a lot of Hispanic people are interested in that type of stuff. Okay. Tiene tanta proteína que dicen que no vayan a comer demasiado de esos paquetitos. Creo que dicen que el límite son 5, pero normalmente yo me como 2 y eso está bien. I was saying there's a limit on the protein, guys, because you really don't want to consume too much of this stuff. Why? Because it just has way too much protein. And I think they say limited to about 5 packets maximum. Like you really don't want to go too far with it. And so probably I do about 1 or 2. I had some for dinner yesterday also. Okay, seguimos adelante. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, lo importante también es que usen agua muy limpia, de la más limpia, y ya les mostré cómo se hace al principio. And I was saying it's very important to use extremely clean water. Y también el hidrógeno limpio and also clean hydrogen. And that is so that it's just crucially important to have clean water and clean hydrogen. And we're going to be moving on. You know what? Actually, vamos a seguir. I want to do banana. Let's do bananas. This is bananas. I'm going to put this big, look at this guy. Big banana. And this one's been so delicious. Some of them don't taste so good. Like I'm going to use another one in a little bit. Like this one, not as delicious. I don't know why. It tastes more green. This guy gives flavor to the smoothie. So I'm going to go with the big one right now. Let's put a big banana split in this guy. All right. It's good for you. All right, let's keep moving forward with that. Yeah, you know what's funny is I'll probably keep on. I'm trying to speak Spanish and she's probably already gone. She's probably not even in the room. And I'm like really trying here to make everybody happy. But who knows, maybe she is still there. No sé si todavía estás en el cuarto, pero no sé si seguir hablando español si no estás aquí es lo que estoy diciendo. Okay, guys, let's go with celery next. Why celery? You know, just because I like it. It is anti-parasitic. I mean, a lot of these ingredients are anti-parasitic. Somebody was commenting, I think it was just this morning, they were like, hey, you're not going to get rid of any parasites with those foods. You're just plain stupid. Well, they didn't say stupid, but they were like, you're not going to get rid of any of those parasites. And it's like, I think you're missing the point. I'm not saying that, that if you have a parasite and you take this, it's going to kill parasites. That's not what I'm saying, guys. I hope you all understand that because I don't think things work out that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that if you consume this on the daily and you keep your body clean, and I deworm. In fact, I'm on a deworming protocol right now that I created, and I can't talk about it here. Don't even mention it, please, because it's not even what you think it is. I'm using different things that you guys probably don't even know about. But I know with free speech, I used to talk about some of these a long time ago. I used to talk about it all the time on YouTube until things got really crazy. And then they started getting weird about it. But anyway, it's not what you guys think. It does not start with an I, so you can let that one go. But the point is, and everybody knows about it, so I don't need to repeat it here. The whole world knows at this point. And I've known about it for a very long time, actually, and a lot of research, but that's not what I'm using. I'm doing something else. But anyway, to eat anti-parasitic foods on the regular just helps, keep them at bay or control their numbers. It's not like you're taking it just to kill them. Estoy hablando de parásitos. Mucha de la comida que estoy usando en este smoothie es para, no sé cómo se diría, pero antiparásitos, contra los parásitos, y así como diario. And it's just to keep the body clean, Obviamente es para que el cuerpo se quede limpio y sano and healthy. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. All right, how crazy are we going to get here today? Let's see here. Northern is still waiting for my Purium to ship. Order on the 16th. Woohoo! Really? That seems a little, I don't know. Polyglot speaks many languages with ease. Oh, I see. I don't know about with ease, but thank you. Sí, sería genial. Sí, estamos atentos. Well, thank you. Northern Union trying to speak Spanish. Peace Love says, thank you so much. Howie says, can you email about the things we aren't able to discuss here? I'm very interested. Yeah, you can email me. Let's see. What do you think about papaya for anti-parasite? Yeah, of course. The papaya seeds are anti-parasitic. When I eat papaya, which is not all the time because of, where I'm located, I try to eat, based on what's available to me. And I do buy the papaya sometimes. And yes, I do save the seeds. And I've made other videos. If you would do some research, Mr. Northern Yeti, do you not watch my channel? I'm kind of wondering if you do or not. Maybe you just show up on the lives and you're like, no, I don't really watch any of your videos, dude. I just like to hang out here. But yeah, I've made a video about it. It's the anti-parasitic smoothie, hydrogen smoothie. You might want to go check it out. A few different ingredients, and you can see how I use the papaya seeds. Las ciruelas de la papaya también son se puede usar para parásitos, en pocas palabras. And so, yes, that is true, and I do add them. And I'm not doing this for the parasites. It's just an added bonus. No hago esto para parásitos, nada más que es algo que también sirve. O sea, es bueno para los parásitos. Bueno, malo para los parásitos. No sé cómo se diría la verdad. But okay, we're going to try to move forward here. This is going to be a long day, and I got work to do. Tengo que seguir adelante, porque no tengo muchísimo tiempo el día de hoy. Y si no, va a ser un día muy largo. All right, so let's keep moving forward, shall we? Okay, let's go with the carrots. Carrots are very good for you. I've seen a bunch, not all. La familia de mi amiga es de Perú. I see. Oh, soy de Perú. Oh, you're from Peru. Peruvian. I've heard about some Peruvian stuff. Probably shouldn't talk about it on here. But yeah, Peru's cool. Wow, I can't believe you're all the way from Peru. No puedo creer que eres de Perú. Wow. Yo pensé que hablaban portugués. I thought they spoke more Portuguese over there. Which I guess we could do the video in Portuguese. But we're going to have to stick to English for the most part, because I think mostly English speakers here. But if you want me to speak in Portuguese, I guess we could do that. ¿Quieres que hable en portugués? Okay. Let's go with carrots next. I really should be putting the chia seeds in soon. So let me see. I'm going to do that, yeah. Because you know what's going to be tricky about it? Once you add the chia seeds, it blocks the water. Las semillas chia bloquean el agua. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, estas las pongo en agua hidrogenada y luego se cambian. Obviously, I soak these in hydrogen water, transforms them. Los transforma. Well, I'm going to learn as I go, huh? Just make some stuff up. How's that? There we go. A lot of minerals, muchos minerales, a lot of protein, mucha proteína, mucha nutrición. Basically, a lot of nutrition, guys. Soaking those chia seeds so they bring water to the colon. Los meto en agua porque quieres mucha agua para los intestinos, en pocas palabras. Es muy importante. Very important to get your intestines hydrated. And don't forget all the fiber. Tampoco se le olvide toda la fibra que necesita el ser humano. Muchísima. I'm telling you right now, guys, the human body needs a lot of fiber. And that's the whole reason. That's another big reason for this smoothie. Because less than 3% of Americans get the minimum amount of fiber. Menos del 3% de americanos comen la cantidad mínima que se requiere de fibra en el cuerpo. Es muy poco. That is very little, guys. I gotta say, that's a very, very, very little. Less than 3%. You guys are gonna learn Spanish. Just watch. You're gonna learn as you listen. Menos del 3% es ridículo, en pocas palabras. I think it's ridiculous. So You know that that less than 3% of Americans get their fibers. No wonder everybody gets colon cancer and everything else. Remember, no medical advice here, guys. No medical claims. I'm just saying the statistics are facts. So I am a statistic guy. I actually like to look at statistics. It really helps guide me in my journey of health. And health doesn't have to be so complicated. Oh, I'm gonna get my fingers full of chi. I just know it. Okay, running out of room. Running out of room. Shall I try a little more? Let's try a little more. Ya casi no cabe nada, pero voy a ponerle un poquitito más. Just a little bit more. La zanahoria, todo es orgánico. Y la zanahoria son muy baratas. Entonces por eso los pongo. Y además de eso, súper bueno para la salud. Saying, I use carrots because, they're obviously very good for your health. But they're so cheap, guys. I wish everything was as cheap as carrots. You get bags of them. I mean, bags, 5-pound bag for like $5-6, all organic. I mean, gotta love it. At least I do. Very grateful. Soy muy agradecido de toda la comida orgánica y de la gente que la crece, the farmers who grow it. Okay, I think we're running out of room. Let's put I don't want to say not pretty banana. You're a pretty banana. It's just you're kind of green, even though you look brown. Green is the color of love, right? Somebody was saying heart chakra, so let's go with that. Let's just say that you're a loving banana, and we're going to consume this loving banana. Now you're just sounding weird, dude. You're going to consume a lovely, lovely, loving banana. It's like, okay. I think that there's love in all those things. Anything where there's life, I think there's love. Sometimes it can be misguided, right? There's some crazy people out there. But some people, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, guys. Forget that. I just noticed the whole counter's green here. A lot of love. A lot of heart chakra. Woo-hoo. Alguien está hablando de los chakras. Sí. Pues no conozco mucho de eso, pero estamos diciendo que el color verde es el amor. Okay, lots of love here. Let's go with a little bit more hydrogen water, and then we're going to add a magic ingredient. Le voy a echar un poquito más de agua hidrogenada o agua limpia y le vamos a poner un ingrediente mágico. And I say magic ingredient because I don't think most people think about adding stuff like this, and I think it works great. In fact, I found data that supports it. Y hay ciencia que muestra que lo que voy a hacer sí sirve. All right, guys. This is getting tough, actually. I feel like I'm double talking the whole time. Saying it once was hard enough. All right. Magic ingredient number 1. El primer ingrediente mágico. Minerals. Why? ¿Por qué? Because we're deficient in minerals and so is our food. Tenemos deficiencia en los minerales y también la comida. So that's where I get my minerals. I don't worry too much about my water. Because everybody's like, what about your water removes everything? It's like, well, yeah, that's what I want to remove all the bad stuff. It's the only way to get everything out. Okay, es porque el agua también la que hago es de la más limpia, pero quita los minerales, pero así los recibo en mi smoothie. This is how I get my minerals, guys. Let's fire it up. It's going to get noisy, so let's get rolling. All right, let that dance a little bit. Wow, we really lost everybody there. Starting to guess nobody likes videos in Spanish and English already. Oh boy, I got some compost. I forgot about this. I really got to dump it. This thing is crazy full. Whoops. Make a mess out here. That is not good. That needs to go today. Too busy too. I'll do it right now, but I don't got the time. Okay. What happened today that everybody left, huh? Well, oh well. Like I said, I'm really considering this being one of the last videos. I think you guys know how to make the smoothies by now, and there's plenty of recordings of me doing it. So I don't think you need me much anymore. And that's always my goal. I want to teach you guys how to fish so you can just do it yourself and make yourself healthy if you choose to embark on this journey. Estoy pensando dejar de hacer estos videos. Let's see here. Oh, this looks interesting. Okay. Wow, this is going really well today. All right. All right, all right, all right. That's a little Matthew McConaughey impression. All right. sounding good today. I can just tell it's really blending up well today. Okay. I wonder if I said something to upset people. I really am curious about this. Oh, well. Okay, we're going to fill these up with a little hydrogen water. Vamos a poner un poquito de agua hidrogenada. Oh, yeah. See, everybody's leaving. That's really interesting. Very interesting. A little bit. I already drank plenty of hydrogen water. But I probably digested all of it by now. I'm telling you right now, my colon is well hydrated. Okay, now let's show you how to add the next magic ingredient to those. To basically nobody. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Let's see. That banana is a freak, says Terry C. Yeah, you're jealous. Haha, I'm just kidding. Don't block me for being mean. Oh, I won't block you for being mean. I don't care about that stuff. Just stuff that would get the channel blocked or whatever. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the last stuff because this is, I got to say, I don't think anybody's really watching the video anymore. So see, this is exactly why I'm thinking about stopping these videos. Because I just don't think, I think there's enough out there and I don't think people are finding them that, well, I think they're informative, but clearly people don't want to do it. So that's okay. I think there's only a few people doing the smoothies. Ooh, that tastes interesting. Wow. Why do they taste different every day? I swear I make them the same every day. What's the difference? I've heard that before too, especially from family. All right, guys. Well, like I said, not too many people interested in watching. Here's some more magic ingredients, by the way. It's a shame. Most people don't care about their health. I agree, Northern Yeti. You know, and it's okay. I mean, it's their life, right? It's just that I really do put a lot of effort in. And to be honest, if people don't care, then, you know, I can't just do it just for like, you know, 6 people or something. It's, you know, but I mean, I'm going to do this anyway for me, and that's the one thing. So let's go with ionic enzyme or ionic zinc because I just happen to have it. I think I'm only going to put 1 pump now because I'm definitely getting enough zinc. I get it from my Purium powder. Boron, oh man, I always forget that I don't have any. So yeah, I really want boron, but they have not sent me any. I've been asking. Do you drink those other smoothies later in the day, lunch and dinner? You can, depends on the protocol that I'm doing. But yes, you can do them for breakfast and lunch. I do like for a normal protocol for someone like me because I'm already in a good place right now. D3 with K2 ionic. I do smoothies basically 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I had to count there. I do them pretty much for breakfast, and if you can push it to lunch, even better. And then after that, I like to have 1 solid meal a day. I'm gonna do a little chlorophyll today because I have it, and this stuff is crazy. Like you don't want to touch it. And talk about green. Look, it almost looks black. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Talk about love. This is the love potion because it's full of green. The love chakra, the heart chakra. I'll tell you right now, if I touch anything, it is super dark green. And you know, and I love dark green. It's kind of one of my more favorite colors, especially on cars. I like a dark green Porsche 911. 1973. All right. Let's go ahead and finish mixing this up. But yeah, I like to have at least 1 solid meal a day because I want my body to continue to stay acclimated to solid food. But I try to make it easy to digest with these smoothies and get all my nutrients. I mean, this is my multivitamin. That's what this is. I'm not gonna seal this one up because I'm gonna be giving it to somebody. So I'm gonna put that away. Ooh, look at this. I got more in here. I got a little bit left over from yesterday. Woohoo. Okay, next magic ingredient, guys. For those who are paying attention and watching on the regular. Yeah. Is it getting old yet? 10 parts. Most well-balanced omega-3s and 6s in the world. Tons of protein, more minerals, more nutrients. Look at all these nutrients. I mean, it's just hilarious to me when people are like, I don't, you know, you're not going to get enough protein, dude. It's like, are you kidding? I get way more than enough protein. It's ridiculous. And I get all my nutrients, and I get all sorts of other special stuff, including fiber. And you know what? The problem is I've seen, I mean, I even have a friend who is, unfortunately, I got to remember to call him actually. I got a friend who is vegetarian. He's thinking about stopping being vegetarian because honestly, I just noticed that he wasn't really doing it right and definitely not getting enough nutrients in my opinion. Let's try this. Looks good today. Oh, wow. Yeah, that came out good today. Okay. Move the camera. Ugh, gotta move a bunch of stuff here. Got a complete mess here of water. In fact, you know what? Let me just move it out of the way. Gotta say, water is funny. It's so heavy. Very, very heavy water. And I'll read some of your comments. Last magic ingredient. There is one more. Oops. Oh, that's probably about good. There's one more magic ingredient that we're going to add. And everybody probably knows what it is who watches the channel regularly. And those who don't, I'll just show you the next magic ingredient. I would say very, very, it is super important actually. It might, you know, I don't want to say it's the most important, but it kind of might be. I don't know. They're all important. Minerals are important. Water is important. Fruits and vegetables are definitely important. I mean, they're all important. What are you going to do? It's like saying what's more important, your legs or your arms? Your heart or your lungs? They're just all important. They all work synergistically together. Okay, you know what? I think I can actually take out this earpiece now. That'd be nice. Alrighty, guys. Alright. This is the last ingredient right here. Hydrogen. Can't even see it because it's a clear gas. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, and let's answer your questions, I guess. Okay, let's see here. Gotta drink this up. Okay, Terry C. People watch them after you put them up. That's true. No, I can see that the view count is going down on the live smoothie videos, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. I would just say people don't seem super interested. That's okay. Wow, this is good. I like this today. The chewing action is important. It gets the body knows food's coming, and it prepares for digestion. But then I like everything else liquid because it makes it very easy for the body to digest, which is good. You make it not work so hard, it has more energy to do other things. Especially heal. Howie says, do you drink those other smoothies later in the day? Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. These have a lot of calories and some healthy calories, not empty calories. Northern Yeti, yeah, hard to do it just for a few, especially when one of the few is a meanie like Terry C. JK. I should try and do some sign language, but I kind of couldn't remember exactly what it was. Howie says, so what are you going to do with these that you are making? What, the smoothies? I'm confused about your question, Howie. What is it? So what are you going to do with these that you are making? The smoothies? Or the videos? I don't know what you're talking. Terry C says, laugh out loud. Okay, Northern Yeti says, minimum protein requirements are tiny. I agree. Dr. William Rose found it to be something like 23 grams. Yeah, like I said, I'm focused more on nutrients and minerals than just protein. Protein's a little vague. I've researched that almost everything I'm putting in here, I think everything actually, basically has protein in it, so it's all over the place. Northern Yeti says, assuming you are eating the appropriate amount of calories. Yes, that's right. Northern Yeti says, maybe you can add extra tags and include more top search terms in the description. It could help other algorithms direct to the videos. And you know, that might be true. And you can give me some tips on that if you want. The thing is that in the end, the video is the same. I mean, all I'm doing is showing you guys my morning routine. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I'm just making some clean water. I'm gonna just keep my bib on here. It looks silly, but I will say it's helpful. I don't stain my shirt. Yeah, but I mean, I could put other things in the algorithm, but I just think people get bored of it. Oh yeah, inhaling hydrogen while I eat. Inhalando el hidrógeno mientras que como. It's kind of important actually in some ways. Really helps open up the blood work. Tim N says, hi Greg, recently had blood work done. My homocysteine level is at 12.9. The doc said it should be at around a 6. My bad cholesterol is 100 points high on both. Yeah, I actually would think now remember, this is not medical advice, guys. I think cholesterol's easy to fix, in my opinion. Quite easy. In fact, it's funny. Guess how much cholesterol in all these natural oils, all this protein, all these omegas in this thing, and all these nutrients. Literally cholesterol, 0. That's crazy. Crazy on that one. What foods do you recommend to address this, and does hydrogen help? I definitely think hydrogen would help. I remember when my father had some cholesterol issues. Funny thing about my dad is, this is so embarrassing. I hope I hope he's not watching right now. He had some cholesterol issues. He didn't even change his diet, which I do recommend if you're trying to really fix that issue. You're definitely gonna want to change the diet. But he just did the clean water and the hydrogen, and it resolved his issue. But I think doing a diet on top of it will accelerate the results. And I need to do a little bit of a research before I really tell you my suggestions. But I living a lifestyle like what I'm doing, I really do think will resolve those type of issues because I've seen it. You know, and there's data. There's a lot of data. You can watch. I always recommend the same channel. It's called nutritionfacts.org. It's a doctor showing data. And he'll show you, just type in nutritionfacts.org space cholesterol. And he'll show you data on how to get that low. And then as far as your other levels, I'm not super familiar with homocysteine, so I'd have to look into it just because I don't have any of those problems. But I do think hydrogen would help a ton. Might even, you know, might potentially just resolve those problems, but I would still, just proper water intake with hydrogen in it, I'm surprised how much it changes things. Northern Yeti, saturated fat raises my cholesterol. When I cut it out, I went back to low normal. Saturated fat, let's see here. See, I always like to keep things quite simple, so I just don't eat certain things, but this has a little bit of saturated fat. I just think it depends on where you get it from, personally. That's why it's kind of vague. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, you don't want to eat any fat. And I'm like, that's not true. I'd want some healthy fats. Oh, the hardening of the arteries? Oh boy, yeah. In my opinion, absolutely hydrogen will not only help with that. Blueberries. I think blueberries helps a lot. Just fruits and vegetables. And not a lot of salt. Minerals are better. Yeah, I think honestly, I think that's a pretty easy fix. I avoid all fried food, stir-fried, deep-fried, no fried food. Try to avoid, processed food. If you notice, most of the stuff I have is just the actual ingredient. I put a carrot. If you look at the bag, it just says ingredient carrots. Like I don't use stuff that has a bunch of additives. Very simple foods. Terry C says, are you going back on Alan's show? Still disappointed you never got to talk about the spiritual side. I think there is more than a few of us interested. You know, Terry, you can request it. If you message Alan and request, he probably would want to do that. And I think he probably does. It's just I'm not sure if I want to do that anymore, because I'm not trying to sound mean, Terry, but I just don't think people will understand. I think this is really weird because it's just a weird subject because people will take offense to it. Northern Yeti says, I agree with Terry C. You know, the subject begins to get so, I don't want to say advanced, but kind of. And I just don't think people will, I don't even know if the world's ready for it. Because, I mean, there's something that I've grown to understand. I can make it simpler for people, which I probably would try to do. Or you can request it from Alan, and maybe he'll have me on again. And then maybe, I just don't know if I can do it again. I was really disappointed with the last one. I was like, I am not going to do this if somebody's not engaged. It's like literally, I think, one of the most important things that humans need to know. Because it's not just about going to the other side. There's something there. There's you know, very important information. It's not just about an experience or something like that, you know. Tim says, I've been cutting meat out. There you go. That's going to be a good thing. And on day 4 of natto. There you go. You're going to love the natto, Tim, because of the way it thins the blood, too. And beets, anything else that stimulates nitric oxide in the endothelial cells. Yeah, you know, beets definitely do that. And they're really delicious. And it's one of the reasons I put them in the smoothie. And then Terry C says, right, Yeti, let's get emailing Alan. Yeah, you know, and if you do, though, just say, you know, we were watching the last show and you guys, you know, took down the video or whatever. I don't know. He really wasn't engaged. But if you guys really, really want to know the, look at pomegranates as well, Tim. Yeah, there should be a lot of data online. I mean, that's what I always do. I always want to research and make sure I know exactly not only what I'm suggesting potentially, but make sure there's data to support it. But I think if you just, honestly, I think that if you just lived off of these smoothies for breakfast and lunch, and a lot of clean water and hydrogen water, and then a healthy dinner, I think you'd be fine. What time is it? I still got time. Okay. Northern Yeti, I will, Terry C. I will tell him not to be distracted too. Boy. He's a great guy, by the way. I don't know what happened that day. He's normally so, like, on with things. And he was totally missing the boat on the most important one. And that's what I've noticed. People shut down when I start talking about the most important things. It's really weird, guys, but I've noticed that. That's why I'm like, you know what? I don't need to talk about it. I don't have that need. I will gladly sail through life with nobody knowing, unfortunately, what I do know and what I've witnessed. And it is sad because I think the world would actually really, really, really want to know. If they only knew, you know, but oh well. Let me grab more of my smoothie. Karina says, who is Alan? Boy, that's a good smoothie right there. And I'm inhaling my hydrogen while I'm doing it. I believe that helps not only increase the absorption of my nutrients, open up my ghost veins, or what they call ghost vessels, that I may bring even more nutrients to my tissues. This, you know, not super young body anymore, but we make it as young as we can. Okay, Alan Steinfeld says, Terry C. It's like when one sheep breaks the herd, hard to get others to follow. Yeah, and you know, Northern Yeti, although I believe the information is just extremely important, I really honestly, I feel like I've come to realize that I really just don't think, I don't think people are ready for it. I really don't. And even if they heard when I have to share it, in the end, I hate to say, it doesn't matter that much unless you do it, but it's a secret. There's literally a secret. You know, I could talk about it probably because there's only 12 people in here and I bet you almost nobody cares. You know, but let's see, Jazz Banana says, good afternoon, Greg. I regularly work out doing weight training and rucking for cardio. Rucking, okay. I don't even know what that is, but okay. I remember you mentioned you do stretching. Is there any protocols for that you would recommend? You know, Jazz, when it comes to stretching, I've noticed that there's certain stretches that kind of aggravate some people's bodies and other stretches that don't, and it just depends on the person. I used to do a lot of like yoga stretches, and there's some that I just don't like. And there's like these specific ones that not just bother me, but have bothered many people that I've known. So it's kind of weird. They're just, I'm really, really big on stretching the Achilles. Like if this was my foot. In fact, I have a little machine here. You guys want to see this? This would be, I could show you something I do every morning that I never show you guys. I thought you would find it boring, really. And it probably would be boring. But I'll show you guys real quick. I actually made this on my own. See this guy down here? So what I do, I can't reach the phone because it's connected to the charger. Geez, how can I show you guys? This is tricky. My goodness, I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time. Let me try to put it farther away here for a second. Let's see if I can show you this. So what I do is I put my feet in it like this, and it gives you a really good stretch from the Achilles, and it goes all the way. I can feel it all the way into my back, and you can bend your knees a little bit, you know, and have this kind of a really great stretch, super easy. And I do that for, I don't know, 3 minutes every day, in the mornings usually, and throughout the day. And then I have a little yoga mat. You can see it back over there, the blue thing. I could show you some others. I mean, I could do some videos on that, but I didn't think you guys, I mean, stretches are, I'm big on hamstring stretches, Achilles, calf, and then of course, you know, some of these, and then the ones where you put your hand behind like this, you know, but a lot of, I've taken a little bit from everywhere. I really like a lot of, there's a lot of good yoga stretches, and the breathing techniques to get deeper into stretches, I'm gonna really focus on that more. Breathing is extremely important for, you can use it for many different things, including, because of Terry C. and Northern Yeti, a lot of the spiritual side in regards to meditations, controlling your heart rate. Believe it or not, your heart rate has a lot to do with affecting your emotional state. And you can control it with certain breathing techniques. And you can literally, if you get deep enough, which is extremely hard to do, by the way, and utilizing a few techniques, you can literally begin to open up, this is where it gets weird, but you can literally open up doors to other worlds. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I would have never believed that myself had I not actually experienced it. And it just gets really wacky. And I think it was, I'm not gonna say who created that world, because it gets into the whole belief system, and some even would say religion, but it's clearly there. And anyway, that's a whole other crazy thing. Okay, let's read some of your comments here. All right, Jazz Banana, yeah, Yeah, I don't know if, let me know if the information I gave you was good enough. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do your legs, stretch your legs before and stretch your legs after. If you're gonna do upper body, stretch it before and then after. These are just my opinions, at least before. Terry C says, I care. I understand. We'll maybe talk about it. I already shared some right now. Tim says, thanks, Greg. I don't have the machine yet, but seriously considering purchasing. I will get on the smoothie diet too. You combine the smoothies with the clean water, by the way, I don't know what state you're in or country, and the hydrogen, dude, in my opinion, you will solve those problems. That's just my opinion. And it's pretty easy. You don't have to buy a ton of stuff. And once you buy them, you have them. Like the hydrogen machine, once you buy it, that's gonna last a very long time. Once you get one of those clean water machines, those things last a very long time if you get a quality one. And then it's just the nutrients and following it. You get used to it though. You can also email me, Tim, and we can talk in more detail about it if you want. I would need to do a little bit of research to make sure, but these protocols tend to solve most of those type of issues. In my opinion, based on a lot of what I've seen, you know that's not medical advice or a claim. GC118 says, hey Greg, my dad has heart issues. It's not recommended for him to drink a lot of water. Okay. Seems weird. I don't know how legit this advice is, so we're limited to how much H2 he can consume. Well, what I would do actually is whatever amount they say he can have of water, have those amounts on empty stomach always. You want him to get every little bit of hydrogen water and then do a lot of inhalation, a lot of it. That's what really fixed my heart. I'm trying to get, and make sure he's on proper B vitamins, full B complex, or at least a smoothie, because oftentimes some heart issues can actually be related to deficiencies. Like I said, deficiencies lead to disease. This is why I make these smoothies, guys, because this is what helped me overcome my deficiencies. Always start at deficiencies, clean water, because you never know what's in your water and it's crazy. Hydrogen, just because it's ridiculously amazing. You do those three things, in my opinion, I think most issues go away. That's been my observation. It's kind of that simple. GC118 says, I'm trying to get him to inhale as much as possible. How much inhalation would you recommend? As much as possible. I would say at least 90 minutes a day, at least. But if you have a heart condition, in Japan, they use it for heart conditions also. And they just sit there with the cannula, inhaling, you know, just while they're laying there in the hospital bed. So I would use as much as he can. He also has pleural effusion on one side. I mean, if these are heart conditions, I can just tell you that hydrogen has been found to be extremely good. And I would really, really make sure that he's not eating a bunch of fatty, crappy food, because everything you eat goes in your blood. When you're eating a lot of just unhealthy, greasy, fatty food, your heart pumps the blood, and when it's like greasy and whatnot, it just strains the heart. You want to heal the heart, in my opinion. So just my opinion. Heart coherence, says Terry C. Jazz Banana says, solid. I'll give those a shot. It's really neglected stretching so far in my journey. And just remember, when you're stretching, this is just something that I have found very helpful. Let's say you're stretching like this. When you're in the stretch, take a deep breath. And I find that it makes everything pull a little more, so I get even a bigger stretch. And then when I release, you really relax, and you just seem to go deeper into the stretches. And it's just, the breathing is something that really blew my mind as I got deeper into that. Jazz Banana says, damn, that's the goal, reaching other worlds. Only began doing breath work while inhaling hydrogen. Oh, okay. So yeah, see, a lot of people want to enter the other worlds. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is not easy. It is very difficult, because what you have to do, there is techniques that I've literally developed myself, but I think as crazy as it sounds, and I know it's going to sound crazy, I don't know how I know the things that I know. I think it's possible, very possible, because I saw, because I saw it actually when I did go to the other side. Just past lives. I've done it before, and that's actually apparently why I'm here again. You know, I won't go into why I supposedly came here because it just gets kind of weird and stuff, but it's been a learning process, because had I not gone to the other side and seen and learned what I learned, I just wouldn't have a clue. I really wouldn't, what's the word I'm looking for? I just wouldn't really know a lot of things that I now know. And people can disagree all they want, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But I've been here before. And I think many of us have been here before. And so anyway, let's leave it at that, unless people really want to talk more about it. Yeah, you're doing breath work with the hydrogen jazz. That is gonna really take it to another level, my brother. So I hope you understand. I hope you having good experiences with that. Terry C says, "See, Greg, people love that stuff." Really? Okay, okay, I mean, we can talk about it, I guess. Shavela TV says, "Do you know about hydrogen facials, bath bombs, etc.? I've seen the Japanese using them, but I don't know where to get legitimate, safe ones. Thank you." Yes, but the truth is, it's not really. It's not really okay. You have to understand how hydrogen works. First of all, if you want to do hydrogen for your face, you can get a bowl of hydrogen water and just put your face in it. And all the hydrogen will literally go right through your skin. And it's really good for the production of the collagen. That would be easy. You don't need any special products. I think they're just trying to sell stuff a lot of times, to be honest. And I know that companies would hate me saying that. And remember, if it was all about the money, I'd probably be promoting 100 or 200 products like a lot of people do. And I just tell you guys what I really find to be actually helpful instead of just a bunch of nonsense. What I actually do. As far as bath bombs, here's the thing. When you're in a bath, you have to understand how hydrogen works. Massive amount of water in a bath. Look at this thing right here. This thing right here takes 30 minutes, literally half an hour. I mean, that's a long time, okay? Half an hour to fully saturate this little bit of water, 1.5 liters. What do you think about an entire bathtub? And if the water is going to be warm, because are you going to get in a cold bathtub? If the water is warm, the hydrogen escapes so fast, you'll never really get it saturated in the water. It's not going to work. I know that they show these things, even in Japan. In order to do it, you need some very, very crazy equipment. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I was going to maybe show some of it on my channel when I go to Japan. It's just a waste of money. And they just always trying to sell something. If you want to really get hydrogen in your body, you drink it, you inhale it. This is the most inexpensive and probably one of the better ways to do it anyway. And then if you do want to put your face, like if you really want to make something, make some hydrogen ice cubes. I have videos on how to do that. And then you get a cold bowl and you put cold hydrogen water in there and you put the hydrogen ice cubes in there and you put your face in there. If you want to do something with hydrogen for your skin, that's what I would do. So hopefully that helps. Let's see here. Tim says, "Thanks, Greg, for the advice. I live in Wisconsin. I have access to a good selection of organic food." Oh, well, good for you, Tim. All right, my brother. This will be easy. I'm telling you, it's going to be easy. It's just that I'm so busy lately. It's so hard for me to do these like individual consults lately. But hopefully you can learn just by watching my videos. I even show what I eat. People wanting to know that too. I've been putting up videos on what I eat. You can see some of for ideas. I show you guys how to make the smoothies and drinking the hydrogen water. I believe I've shown that. Terry C. Northern Yeti is going to get as many people I can to email Alan. Like I said, guys, I tried. I really tried. You guys really asked for it. I tried, and you saw how Alan reacted. I'm telling you, people react like that when I start going into those things, and I do not know why. And so I just say, forget it. I don't, but if you guys really want to push again, maybe I'll try one more time, but I'm not going to. Actually, I told myself just the other day, I'm like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to go on my journeys. I know what I'm looking for. I already know how to do it because I've done it. And I just was going to do my own thing. I'm not a big follower. You can say I'm a little bit of a trailblazer. I just tend to blaze my own trail. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I did the same thing with all this health stuff, and it's worked really well. Let me get some more. I'm still loving this. Boy, I drank it all. Okay, I'm gonna have to scrape some of this. You guys can see if you want, so you know how to do it, but basically, I don't like to waste any produce. So let's see if I can answer some questions while I do this here. Let's see here. Awesome, Terry C. Unfortunately, I am on a spiritual island. LOL. No one around me cares. That's what I'm talking about, dude. People don't care. And it's okay. I mean, again, I don't care if people don't care, but I'm going to do my thing. GC118 says, thank you. Also, are there specific things I should ask his doctor to check for when drawing the blood for a complete blood count? I'm going to ask for D levels, iron, maybe homocysteine. You know what I would do is I would ask him to test for nutritional deficiencies. All sorts of nutritional deficiencies, whether it's nutrient-wise, mineral-wise, because that's going to give you a good idea if he's deficient. Now, the truth is, regardless if somebody's deficient, regardless of the test, I just treat people as if they do have deficiencies, because statistics show that basically almost everybody has deficiencies. Almost everybody, not everybody, because, well, you guys have heard me talk about my blood work, and but this is what I do to overcome them. You know, using some hydrogen water for better nutrient absorption. I use what I call my food-based multivitamin, which is those Purium powders that I put inside the smoothie. All my fruits and vegetables, as long as his body can tolerate it, and he has healthy kidneys. You know, all this type of stuff. And avoiding the bad food is the big one. I've seen too many people who are sick, and the moment I really show them what they have to avoid, they get really weird about it. I remember this poor guy one time with, he had a lot of medical issues, but he was gonna have his legs chopped off. He literally had maggots growing off his own legs and blood coming through his pores. His body was a mess. He's like, I'm just gonna die. And I was like, you don't need to die. What are you talking about? That's easily fixable. He's like, easy? Are you kidding? It's like, no doctor can fix this. I'm like, dude, it's easy. But you know what? Once I went through the whole protocol, which really upsets me because I spent all this time, and the guy's like, I can't do that. And you know what he ended up doing? He sat on the lazy boy, piled up Oreo cookies, and just loved him some Oreo cookies. He's like, I'm gonna die anyway. I'm like, you don't have to die, dude. You're doing this to yourself, you know? And it's, look, that's what I mean. If people don't care, I can't care for you. I mean, I love people. I want the best for them. But if they're not gonna love themselves, I can't do this for people. Seriously, it takes enough energy for me to do it for myself, you know? And so that's why I don't really, and I don't judge them. I'm like, look, you're going to be the one suffering. I'll tell you, I mean, who's going to get his legs chopped off? He will. And you know what? It's sad. It's very sad. And hold on. Because I don't think you guys can hear me from here. Because I don't think you can. But people live with the decisions that, you know, they want to make. And, you know, and that's okay. I respect it. But, you know, are they respecting themselves? Because honestly, it's not that he doesn't want the results, guys. It's like an addiction. It really is. He's just addicted, you know, and it's not just him. You know how many people are addicted to food? I think we're all addicted at some level. We're addicted to food. You know, it's delicious. I get it. I like it. You know, and I know it's tough for people to change. Look, you think I didn't have to go through it? Oh my goodness, guys. You should have seen what I used to do before. I mean, I really was an absolute wreck. And I think I was dealt a bad hand on top of it. So I really, really, you know, but I hope you understand my frustration because I've spent way too much time with way too many people and it robs me of my time, the love that I can put into myself because I'm willing to do it. And then I put that into other people and they don't do it. It's exhausting. After years of it, just, you know, got exhausting after a while. So GC118, test for deficiencies if you want and find out how much water he can consume. And then, and I don't know what kind of water you're using, but I will definitely get the cleanest water. Just my opinion. Alrighty then, let's keep going down the questions here. Helen says, in my opinion, ballet stretches work well. Heck yeah, I would agree with that. And as Greg says, breathing is important. It enhances a stretch. Absolutely. That's the thing that I really, really noticed when I did it I dedicated over an hour every single day just to stretching, which is like really tough for me. I don't do it over an hour anymore. But when I did that, I realized breathing is everything. And then it started getting me into these meditative states. And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is something here. And keeping the body clean, everything that I'm doing. I still do some things that I shouldn't, but I'm not perfect. Chevalier TV says, perfect. That's what I thought. Super idea, thanks. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you find that helpful. That's gonna be the way to go, really, to be honest. Okay. Nicole says, I think you should listen to your friends and keep it with you. People are so judgmental. You shared a glimpse with your followers and I'm happy with what you shared. I'm not sure, share with my friends? Keep it to yourself. Keep it with you. Listen to your friends and keep it with you. Keep what with me? I think I'm a little confused. Sorry, Nicole. Trying to understand here. I did give you guys a glimpse. I know people really want to know. I'll share. I don't know. You know what? Because I know Terry C really wants. Okay, Greg, I understand. I know Terry really wants it. And I think Northern Indian. I can share really briefly, guys. Super brief. Nobody watches these videos to this point. So if you guys are still here, and when I say brief, I'm just going to tell you real quick. I won't go into the details. And the details are important. And there's secrets on how to do it that I literally stumbled upon totally by accident. Nicole says, just my opinion, love your messages. That's why I'm here. Well, thank you. You guys are great, you know? Well, let's see, GC118 says, I agree, Greg. I'm looking for an alternative doctor for that stuff. I think his regular MD will be clueless in regards to nutritional deficiencies. Believe it or not, GC118, you can bring the data to them. I've had to do that with doctors before where I have to print it out. But by the way, they know, this is a well-known fact, that when you have deficiencies, it leads to disease. You can use the example, there's so many of them, but vitamin C deficiency leads to scurvy. You know, that's just one of many examples. There's so much data on it. So I'm gonna just ask for the basic stuff right now, says GC118. Just wondering if you had any specific recommendations with regard to regular blood tests. We have the Berkey, still have to get the distiller. Depending on what state you're in, the Berkey's okay, and I've used it, and it's good as a backup, and it's good for emergencies, but it's not the best. And when you're trying to get you want the best. But have them drink the hydrogen water empty stomach, and then have them inhale right after. It's the best time to inhale. Okay, Chevalier TV says, I love the Hydrofix as well as my daughter's animals and my microgreens that I grow. I love my Hydrofix too. Can you explain the difference between hydrogen tablets versus the holy hydrogen water? I have a friend who wants to know. The hydrogen tablets are, in my opinion, absolutely terrible. They're one of the worst products there is out there in regards to hydrogen for many reasons. Well, financially, they're the most expensive way to use hydrogen because you're gonna have to continue to buy these tablets over and over and over and over, and it's gonna get very expensive. The second problem there's a lot of problems with the pills. Hydrogen is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, and those hydrogen pills are none of those things. Hydrogen is also pH neutral. The hydrogen pills can't even do that either. You're not gonna get the therapeutic amounts of hydrogen that you truly, truly need, in my opinion. It's just not gonna happen. You won't be able to inhale the hydrogen gas when you use the pills. And they have certain ingredients, and I've seen the lab tests, and I'm not gonna go into what they are here because if I start going into it, it might even get me in trouble. I'm just gonna tell you right now that a toxicologist looked at the lab report of what's in those pills, and the toxicologist said, I would never take that crap because that's, in my opinion, what it is. It's just crap. Don't waste your money. There was a bunch of people who took them, and I don't know if I should say this or not. I'll just say I know of a large number of people who took them, and I won't go into the detail of their blood work. I probably just because some of this stupid stuff has gotten me in trouble. Believe it or not, these type of conversations have gotten me in trouble. This is just how stupid things are getting. And all I'll say is that their blood didn't look good. Let's just call it that. They had to stop the pills, and once they stopped the pills, luckily everything returned to normal because they hadn't taken them for a super long time. It was a very short amount of time where things got not so good because there's something in there, which I'm not gonna say, I don't know why it's a big deal, but I'm tired of legal trouble because I had lawyers from these stupid companies contact me and trying to shut me up. And this is how silly they are. They send me the lab report. They're like, see, our stuff's safe. And then I saw the lab report. I'm like, did you even read your lab report? Look at this crap. And they were like, oops. They really messed up on that, but whatever. It's their mistake. I'm an open book, but I constantly have to censor myself. I don't know if that answers your question, Chevalier. Tell your friend not to waste their money. Absolute waste of money. Don't even bother. And in my opinion, even if they were free, I wouldn't take them. Knowing what's in them, no way. I'll tell you what, this is so much easier. Chevalier, just email me. Email me, include your phone number, and I'll just tell you what I found to be in them. So much easier. As long as I don't do it publicly, apparently that makes all the difference. I don't know what the hell's... that's part of free speech, right? But whatever. Apparently it's a claim, and, you know. The truth is that the truth's on my side anyway, but I just don't want to argue. And I already had to argue with lawyers for quite a while on this. And if people want to sell that crap to humans and be that kind of person, then be that kind of person. I don't want no part of it. Anyway, Nicole says, spiritual experience and show with Alan. Northern Yeti says, I'm always interested in the spiritual side of things. Terry C, fearing judgment is not good in my opinion. Fear is the opposite of love. You know, Terry, it's not that I'm afraid of the judgment. I just don't need it. I don't need it in my life. I don't need to tell everybody it's not about my belief. People are gonna take it as my beliefs or my opinions. This is not an opinion. I mean, I didn't just see what I saw. By the way, there was a witness, so there was somebody there. So it's not like I was the only one, which is really wild because the other side that I speak of can actually come to this world. That's where things get weird. Really, really weird. Never have I heard anybody talk about that. Nobody, including, I'm looking for the books. See, this is kind of wild because, I mean, gosh, let me not get off on a tangent here. Let me finish these other questions. And if we get into it, we have a few minutes, maybe I'll talk to you a little bit about it. But I'm not afraid of it. If anything, I just need to go on my own, on my path here. Chevalier says, yes, thank you. Me neither. Okay, I will. Thanks. I get it. Yeah. It's just been such a headache. Almost to the point where I might even delete this video just because of that. Okay. Let's see. This is for you, Terry and Northern Yeti. We got a bunch of other people in here, and we're probably going to upset them all or bore some of them. Maybe some will stick around, but it's okay. I'm almost done with this video anyway. I got to go soon. Chevalier says, I know what you are speaking about, beings from other realms. Yeah, I don't know. No beings came here from other realms, just to make that clear. Okay, Terry C., this is for you. And Northern Yeti. There are quite a few people in here. We were talking about smoothies and health. A few people here wanted to go off on a little bit of a spiritual tangent, so rewind if you want to see how to make the smoothie, which I'm enjoying right now while I inhale my hydrogen. Yes. I gotta say, that smoothie turned out so good today, I ended up finishing it all. So, this, is the book important? Not really. Well, okay, semi-important. Because I didn't even care about this book. I didn't even actually really believe it. One of the problems is there's these amazing stories of a man named Jesus in this book. And this guy apparently, you know, worked for the Vatican and had access to the secret archives, began to translate all this stuff. And Tim says, hopefully you don't delete. Would like to share with my wife. Okay, I'll keep it up. It's fine. It's not a big deal today. And so this is one of the reasons that I actually had primarily two experiences of in my life personally that ended up being in this book. Now I didn't read the book till many years later. Once I read it and I saw what was in here, it just blew my mind. Because think about it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're hiking in the mountains and you see a purple elephant and you're like, what in the world? I think I saw a purple elephant. And you go and you kind of chase it down and you're staring at it and you're all alone and you're thinking, or you know what, better off, you're not all alone. You're with somebody. And you're looking at this flippin' purple elephant and you're calling out to your buddy, hey dude, you gotta come and see this. I've never seen a purple elephant before. Come and look at this. And your buddy's like, what are you talking about? And he comes and he looks at this purple elephant. He's like, oh my Lord, this is crazy. You know, purple elephant, you know, I've never seen one. And it's got wings, right? Or something. Like, yeah, let's just make it even wackier. The purple elephant's got wings. It's like, what? This is crazy. Am I really, no, make it even crazier. Little aliens walking around. Yeah, do that. Little aliens, and you see their little ship, and you're like staring at them, and your buddy's with you, and he's looking at them, and it's like, oh my goodness, are you flipping kidding me? Is this real? I don't think this is real. This can't be real. But what are you seeing? Well, I'm seeing a bunch of little green aliens and their silver flying saucers. Like, that's exactly what I'm seeing. Wait a second, how many of them do you see? And he's like, oh, I see 6 of them. And I'm like, yeah, I see 6 of them. Okay, clearly we're seeing the same thing. You know, and it's just like blowing your mind, right? And then you go home and you're like, did we really see those aliens? No way. Did we? Maybe they even spoke to you, you know, like telepathically. And anyway, the example goes like this. So all this happens, right? Per se, maybe. And then like 6 years later or 8 years later or whatever it was, I don't remember the name, you all of a sudden find a book. And maybe there's stories in here. Well, apparently they're from the secret archives of the Vatican. And you start reading through here and you find that like Jesus is talking about, and it's funny how they have these really pretty pictures. Like that's supposed to be Jesus right there. There's always somebody with him too, which is interesting actually. I won't go into the details about that because it seems to mean something, because when I went through what I went through, I'm telling you guys, this is the craziest thing, because some of these pictures are what I saw too. And look, see, he's always with someone. And there was somebody with me also when I did it. Here's another picture. There's so many of them. Look at this. See? He was with someone. And if you notice, one being has a light crown of light on his head. The other one doesn't. So there was a being with me that was made of light. Anyway, the point is, without going into too much, crazy detail or whatever, in this particular case, there's more than one. There's a few people. Actually, I got a really funny story about that, but maybe I'll share that for another day because I don't have the time. I got to go soon. Anyway, so I started reading this book, which I just think is honestly kind of nonsense. The only reason I was reading it was because I had this really weird experience because I went through this cleansing process of my body. I never thought that it would make something happen. Again, this is for Terry C. in Northern United. Everybody else, I'm sorry if this is not what interests you, and you can rewind to learn about nutrition and smoothies. So, Terry C. says, yep, I'm reading it, and I know about the man you talk about. I forget his name. He decoded the Bible for the Vatican. This guy, yeah, Edward Bordeaux Zakelli. That's this guy's name. Anyway, so I'm reading this thing, and there's a part in here where Jesus is telling people how to heal. He's showing them how to cleanse. Like, he literally speaks to people about how to heal. Now, what's weird about this book compared to the Bible, in the Bible, he would just touch someone and boom, they're healed. Not in this book. In this book, he would show people how to eat, cleanse. He talked about parasites of all things. And at one part of the book, see, I had this very weird experience, which I won't go into detail right now. And he spoke of that cleanse in this book. And I was like, what? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like the cleanse that I went through. And that was the first thing that I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And clearly, you guys, you can see why I don't talk about this. We're losing people here. And that's fine, whatever, I'm just saying. And then you keep on going, and he talks about all the different things about how to heal the body. That's what I focus on with you guys. The more advanced stuff, I don't get into that stuff because it's so difficult that I have to put all my focus and my energy. And I don't believe that too many people can do it. That's the sad part. I know that it's possible for others to do it, but it's so hard. You have to literally change your heart. And what I mean by change your heart, it's so difficult, I think, I think John the Baptist said that, you must learn to change your hearts. It is not easy, guys. And I have my friend, the one that was actually there with me. He asks me that question all the time. He says, how do you change your heart? Because he believes that me and him have, he's a great guy, by the way. He's not like he's a terrible person. It's just that when you start going into these other realms, nothing about what your brain matters, nothing about what your beliefs are matter, nothing about, whether you're certain things that you've achieved, like, oh, I'm a lawyer, I have a law degree, or I'm a doctor. None of this matters when you're in that world. The only thing that matters in that world, primarily, for the most part, is your heart. Your heart is your guide. And if it's not, dare I say, it's weird to say pure of heart. It's kind of weird to say that. But if there's any desire, like, see, the thing is that if you have anything that you desire comes from here, your heart. Whether you desire certain things like, hey, I want a nice house. I want a little bit of money. I want this. And look, even Terry C says, I need to change my heart. I know that. And see, that's what she's saying. And what changed me, and because when I went to the other side, there were a lot of my questions were answered, questions that could never be answered in a book. And I didn't know why these things had happened to me from a young age. The things that happened to me are a part of not only why I came here, but also what caused me to change my heart. I don't care about most of the stuff that people care about, to be honest. And you can see by the way that I live, you know, and anything that you desire, you will be tempted with when you go to the, not even to the other side, on the way there. It's so hard to get through the valley of death, through the darkness, and you have to go through darkness. You have to go through, you know, death, basically. You will see things you don't want to see. You will be terrified of other things. And at the whole time, you got to stay with one of my favorite words that Jesus always said, peace. You have to stay at peace the whole time. You'll never get there if it doesn't happen. He actually taught us how to do this, by the way. It's just that none of us were listening. Just like Alan. You know, unfortunately, I love Alan, but he just wasn't really listening because I think in his heart, he didn't really want it in the end. And that's okay. You know, I think very few people, I mean, even the scriptures tell us. It says the path, the narrow gate, and by the way, this looks a lot like it. It just says, few shall find it. If you really read this, even in the Bible, it says few, not many. In fact, the many are the ones who walk the path of death. It says the wide gate is the path to death. It's the easy path, and many shall walk it. The path to life is the narrow gate. It is not the easy path. It is difficult, and few shall find it. That's why I can't go around telling people about it, you know? So hopefully that answers your question, Terry, and everything, you know, but once I finally went to the other side, this is where it gets the craziest part. This is the craziest part right here. Literally this page, and this page. And why is it the craziest part? Because guys, if you read those last couple pages, I promise you, and I hate to say this, they're not going to make any sense to you. They won't make sense to anybody. Just like an alien with a spaceship or a purple elephant or pink elephant or whatever, you know, with wings. It won't make sense, but it makes sense. I know what it means. And the only reason I know what it means is because I saw it. And at the very end, even Jesus says right here at the very end, he said, I mean, literally he says, he tries to explain the other world. Just like I was trying to explain to Alan. He tries to explain the other world. And at the very end, right here, literally right here, these 3 sentences, he said, more than this cannot be told. He's basically saying more than this, you can't write it. You can't explain it to anybody. This is, you know, I know you guys want me to explain it, but you just can't. And it literally says, for the holy streams will take you to that place where words are no more. No more words, guys. When I was there, you think there was words? It was beyond words. And then he says, and even the holy scrolls cannot record the mysteries therein. You can't even write it down. See, he tried to. But you know what's more important than all this? Is how to do it. I say how to do it because then you can go there. You don't need somebody to tell you. You don't need me to tell you. You just need to know the techniques to do it. But literally the techniques, they're really hard. I mean, really, when I say hard, they're not easy. And he even says you have to live that way for years because the body takes years to transform. It takes 7 years roughly. So that's in a nutshell. I got to get rolling real soon. Maybe we could talk about it more some other time, but you know, let's see. Northern Yeti, fun fact, the translator of the book started Ezekiel bread, really? That's wild. Northern Yeti says, thank you, Terry C. I got the book, just start reading it. Yeah, once you read it, we can talk about it. Ellen says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. I mean, that's, you know, I don't want to make any claims or anything, but I'll just say that I agree with you. It's the only way you're going to get there. By the way, once you get there, there are gatekeepers. It's like angels guarding gates. You're not going to get in. You ain't getting in unless they let you in. Your belief, fear, and ego has to go. Yes, Greg, thank you so much, says Terry C. Okay, guys, so you wanted to hear about it. I shared it. Maybe we'll do the Alan show. I kind of doubt it, but if you try and he wants to do it, we can do it. I got to roll, guys. I got an appointment. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for joining today. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys next time. Maybe. I'm debating how long I'm going to do these live ones. All right, rainbow light body. Yeah, we have another body, and it is made of light. Yes, that is correct. You just have to learn how to get it out of here. All right.